Hey, Christine Renee here. I just wanted to pop on and tell you a little bit about some of our courses that you may not know about. And I really want to share one of my stories with you. I realized recently doing some of these webinars with Eric Amen about storytelling, and that I think I have my story out there, but a lot of you who are in the Reiki Cafe group, who are a part of the Reiki Cafe University, don't really know my story. It's typically something I tell when I offer my metaphysical anatomy and physiology class online webinar. And so I want to share that with you today, and I want to highlight one of my courses that is currently on sale. So part of my story is that when I really got my wake-up call that I needed to stand in my truth and become who I was meant to be was from my ex-husband. My ex is a very narcissistic, was very emotionally abusive. I didn't feel safe in my house, and the only reason why I left the marriage was the epiphany of not wanting my son to learn this is how you treat women. And it was difficult to leave. I had to take things out of our home slowly and quietly, hiding them in a fellow churchgoer's garage. And so I did this over a matter of a few months, where I was taking dishes, taking clothes, taking things out of my home and hiding them essentially where he wouldn't notice, so that when I could find a safe place to move into, that I had a place to go. And I had my things already sent, so I could just take a single bag and my child. And I worked through that, and I left, and I got away safely. And when I look back on that time and what it meant for me, was that I was choosing to have physical boundaries with an abuser. And those physical boundaries was the first step in my healing. And what I mean by that is that sometimes the most negative people in your life are your biggest teachers. And my ex, I often refer to him as my guru, consistently gives me lessons. Lessons that I love myself, lessons that I can be confident in who I am, boundaries, letting go. And so over the years, he has continuously provided lessons for me to learn from. And so at first it was physical boundaries, and then emotional boundaries, and learning how to have just that broken record. No, you may not see your son today. No, you may not see your son today. No, you may not see your son today. Not engaging in the emotional triggers that he was trying to set up, these traps that he would plant, and just learning how to have emotional boundaries. And so at first it was physical boundaries, then emotional boundaries, and then a few years later, here comes psychic boundaries. I was being psychic attacked. I was having really weird dreams that were out of nowhere. Was in a really, and still am in a really lovely, happy marriage. And his jealousy really made underlying currents of psychic attack, and learning how to develop psychic awareness, psychic protection, all of those things, so that I could stay true to who I am. And it was probably about 5 or 6 years ago now that I had my breakdown moment, where I couldn't handle the constant emotional abuse, and really hit a rock bottom emotionally, physically. I was unwell in all the areas, and decided that my life was the most important life. It wasn't my son, it wasn't my husband, it wasn't my ex-husband. I needed to choose me first. And when I chose me first and healed me first, everyone else got a benefit. And I know that when I'm healthy, that when I'm doing the emotional work, others will then benefit. My clients benefit. When I step into the truth of who I am, that I know that God loves me, that He has a plan for me, that I am worthy to do the work that I'm doing. I'm worthy of the amount of money I charge. I'm worthy of whatever it is that you have felt stuck on. I was working through that and knowing that I was worthy. I was worthy of love. I was worthy of love from others. I was worthy of love for myself, to take time for myself, to do my self-care. Like, all of these pieces were so vitally important to my Reiki practice, to my Reiki business. And it was then that 5 years ago that I committed to becoming a Reiki practitioner and having that be my business. And so I started the Reiki Cafe online group 4 years ago now. It was April 2020 or 2016. So it's been 4 years. And I started out on my journey of developing my Reiki business in Bozeman, Montana, having that brick and mortar, seeing clients, going through the struggles of learning how to have a Reiki business, taking online business courses and trainings, and saying, I'm worth it. The people who I'm going to serve are worth it. That I am a bright light in my community and I want to share that light. And therefore I need to heal me first. And so one of the courses that I've created last fall was called Reiki and Manifesting Abundance. And a lot of times when we take these or see these courses online around manifestation, it really happens at a logical level, like a mindset, thinking, behavior change, and that doesn't work. Unless you work on the internal turmoil, on the internal limiting belief system about why you have this belief, why you're not worthy of love, why you work on the belief that you're not good enough. All of these limiting beliefs that we typically received as a child, typically before the age of 10, that have now self-sabotaged in your life, in your relationships, in your ability to create a business, ability to create health, healing, and wholeness in your life. All of those things have to be healed before you can start manifesting abundance of joy, abundance of clients, abundance of income, abundance of wherever you want to attract. And so with this course, the Reiki and Manifesting Abundance course, it really highlights how to heal your underlying limiting beliefs. And yes, it's going to be hard. Looking at your emotional self, looking at your childhood trauma, looking at these layers and doing the emotional work underneath it. And then once that's healed, once you've created space by releasing those emotions and belief systems that have been holding you back, then there becomes a vacuum. And in that vacuum, you can suck back in those old limiting belief patterns, or you can replace them with the mindset and behavior changes of the law of attraction. But until you do that underlying emotional side of it, it's very easy to get sucked back into those old triggers, those old traumas. And so until you can talk about your traumas without getting teary-eyed, until you can talk about your traumas without an emotional trigger, you still have healing to do. And that's okay. This is one of the reasons why I created this course. And this course brings you through 5 lessons. And the very first one is identify and heal those underlying limiting beliefs. And I walk you through how to do it. And so currently, all of the Reiki Cafe University courses are on sale. Anywhere from 50% off, 33% off to 50% off. And you are so welcome to come check that out. I currently have coaching clients that have signed up for the Plus coaching. So they take the course and do an hour with me every week. And that way I can specifically work with you on moving through some of these layers that you have accountability, so I can kind of guide the process. So if you feel like, yeah, I can watch the video, but I'm not really good at holding myself accountable because it hurts, know that I'm happy to be your one-on-one accountability partner with the Plus coaching option. So keep that in mind. If you want to move into the hard work, but you don't know how, you want some more support, that's available. and hope to see you soon. Take care, everyone.